All right, Monarchs, welcome to the third and final video for lesson 1.5. There will be a homework help video following this video, but we'll finish the lesson in this worksheet in this video, and then I'll go over the next worksheet, or for the worksheet for 1.5 in the next video, okay? So we have 3 more examples to get through here. Let's take a look at example 2D. Here we have 6. We're going to distribute into negative 5x and 3. Okay, so I'm going to highlight my 6, and then I'm going to set up my 2 multiplication problems. All right, I'm going to highlight my 6 and set up my 2 multiplication problems. My first multiplication problem will be 6 times the first number in the parentheses, and in this case, it's negative 5x. So my first one will look like 6 times negative 5x. Okay. Then I'm going to bring down my plus sign, and then my second multiplication problem will be 6 times 3. 6 times 3, and then all I do is simplify. 6 times negative 5x, one of those is positive and one of those is negative, so my answer is going to be negative. So I get a negative 30x. 6 times 5 is 30, and it's negative. So negative 30x, and 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, that is the final answer to that problem. If this 18 had an x to it, we could combine it with the negative 30, but since it's only a constant, it doesn't have a variable, we cannot combine like terms there. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at the next one. It's a little bit different, okay? So I'm going to highlight this too, just to show that that's what we're distributing. We're distributing it to only what is inside of the parentheses, okay? Only what is inside of the parentheses, all right? So when I set up my 2 multiplication problems, I'm going to have 2 times 3x. I'm going to do this in a different color, and I'll tell you why in a second. Then I have 2 times, and this is tricky here. Is this a positive 2 or a negative 2? It's a negative 2, and we need to make sure that we realize that when we do our equation here. So this is 2 times negative 2, okay? So if I simplify 2 times 3x, that's 6x. If I simplify 2 times negative 2, I'm going to get a negative because this is a positive times a negative, and a positive times a negative always gets me a negative. So it's going to be a negative, and 2 times 2 is 4. And then we're going to bring down my plus 4x, okay? Make sure we don't forget about this up here, all right? We still have that plus 4x, and it's not inside the parentheses. That's why we didn't multiply it by 2, but it is still part of our equation that we need to simplify. And now if we look, both of our numbers share an x, right? So we share an x here, we share an x here, and we share an x here, right? That means we can combine those. That's what we called like terms. They have the same variable, so we're just going to add them together like we normally would. So 6x plus 10, or 6x plus 4x would give us 10x. So we're going to combine these two here. So we have 10x. I'm going to bring over my minus 4, and that is the final answer for that problem. Okay, I'm going to box this in over here so we don't get confused with E. All right, now let's look at E. It's pretty similar to that last one. It also has stuff we need to combine. Okay. So the first part I want to do is my distributive property. So I'm going to do my distributive property. I'm going to distribute this 5 into the 3x and to the negative 4, okay? So when I do 5, my first one will be 5 times 3x, right? My second multiplication problem will be 5 times negative 4, okay? 5 times 3x is 15x, and 5 times negative 4 is minus 20, all right? Now I'm going to bring down this part over here. We have minus 2x plus 6. And if you look, we do have like terms here. We have 2 sets of like terms, actually, okay? So I'm going to first highlight that we share an x, so we can combine those, okay? We can combine those two. We have 15x minus 2x. So what we do is 15 minus 2, and 15 minus 2 is 13. So we have 13x. I'm going to cross these out because we can combine them, okay? 13x. Now I have a negative 20 plus 6. Since neither of those have variables, they're both constants, we can combine those two. All right, so I'm going to highlight those just to show that we're combining those two, okay? So we are combining those as well. And if I did negative 20 plus 6, I would get negative 14. So we have 13x minus 14, and that's our final answer, okay? We simplified all of this up here down to 13x minus 14. All right, so stay tuned for the homework help video. Thank you guys for watching.